Okay. So what's your doubt, Pisan? Tell me.
Ma'am, that person arrives as the acid arrives to the strong acid that
Strong
uh,
acid, right?
uh, acid give rise to more H plus
Ah,
ions.
okay. Okay, wait. Strong acid means acids that can able to produce more H plus ions. Okay. Acids that give more H plus ions, they are said to be strong acids.
Okay,
Clear. Then the acids that give less number of hydrogen ions, H plus ions, they are said to be weak acids.
okay,
Okay. So these are the two types of acids depending upon the concentration of H plus ions. Then the acids that have more H plus ions, they have lower the pH value. Strong acids have lower the pH value. That means near to 1. The pH value near to 1 will become the strong acid. And the pH value near to 6 or 7, that is said to be weak acid. Okay, clear,
yes,
Pisan?
ma'am.
All of you switch on your videos, please. Shifana, Vishnu, Pagat, Justin. Otherwise, attendance will not be provided. Okay. So what are the topics that we learned in the last class?
Ma'am, H plus, ma'am, you study that H plus ions are H plus ions are hydronium ions.
There are different types of ions.
Types of ions.
It is hydrogen ions or hydronium ions. Then next one, hydroxide ions, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Justin. Justin, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. How can we represent hydrogen ion? Hydrogen ion. Hmm?
Now I know.
Wait. Hydrogen ion, Justin. What's the symbol of hydrogen? You don't know the symbol of hydrogen? Please unmute. Elsa,
Ma'am, H plus ion.
H plus ion. Next one, hydronium ion. Gerlin, what about hydronium ion? How can we represent hydronium ion?
H3O plus ion.
Okay, H3O plus ion. Then what about the third type of ion, Sovel? Third type of ion. Hydrogen ion, then hydronium ion. One more ion. That's for bases. Which one is that? Bases. Bases. Said, can you tell me? What about the third types of ion? Third type of ion. Adulya,
Hydroxide ion.
hydroxide ion. How can we represent hydroxide ion? Navaneet,
Ma'am, OH negative.
OH minus ions. Okay, so these are the three different types of ions. Hydrogen ion, it is H plus. Then hydronium ion, H3O plus. Hydronium means hydrogen ions react with water to form hydronium ion. It is H3O plus. Then the third one is hydroxide ion, that is OH minus. It one for the base. Okay, then we learned the depending upon the concentration of this hydroxide ion, we divided acids into two types, strong acids and weak acids, right? Revu, give one example for a strong acid, hydrochloric acid. Okay, then Karthik, what about weak acid? Can you give one example?
Phosphorus. So ma'am, phosphorus acid.
Hmm?
Ma'am, I know.
Yeah, Karthik.
Phosphate acid.
Is it phosphate?
Ma'am. Uh,
Phosphoric acid.
Yeah. Carbonic acid is there, then phosphoric. Okay. Phosphoric acid. Then the next one is sulfurous acid. Do not get confused with sulfuric acid and sulfurous acid. Here it is sulfurous acid in weak acid. And in strong acid, it is sulfuric acid. Okay. Then we are moving to the next one, that is strong base and weak base. Strong base and weak base. The bases which give rise to more OH minus ions. Similarly, acids that give more H plus ions are said to be strong acid. Similarly, base that give rise to more OH minus ions, they are said to be strong base. Okay, and the examples for such strong bases, sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, potassium hydroxide, it is KOH, then lithium hydroxide, it is LiOH, then calcium hydroxide, it is CaOH twice. So the bases that can able to give rise to more OH minus ions, they are said to be strong base. And the examples are sodium hydroxide, then potassium hydroxide, lithium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide. Also write the chemical formulas. Okay. Sodium hydroxide, it is NaOH. Potassium hydroxide, it is KOH. Then lithium hydroxide, it is LiOH. Then calcium hydroxide, it is CaOH twice. CaOH twice. What about the value of the strong bases?
14.
pH value will be near to,
14.
yes, it's near to 14. Then the next one is weak base. It's just opposite to that of strong base, right? Base give less OH minus ions are said to be weak base. And the examples are magnesium hydroxide, that is MgOH twice. Next one, ammonium hydroxide, it is NH4OH. So these two are the examples of weak base. What about the pH value here?
7.1.
Yeah, it's near to 7. Okay, near to 7 or after 7. So there are two types of bases depending upon the concentration, strong base and weak base. If it will give more H plus ions, it is said to be strong base, and it give less OH minus ions, it is said to be weak base. Rohan? Rohan, can you read these points?
Base give rise
Hmm.
to more OH ion are
Hmm.
said to be strong base.
Yes.
Examples: sodium
Hmm.
hydroxide,
Hmm.
potassium
Hmm.
hydroxide,
Okay.
cabinet,
Lithium.
lithium
Hmm.
hydroxide,
Yes.
calcium hydroxide.
Okay. Then
Base give less OH ions are said to
OH
be
minus ions.
OH minus ions said to be
Hmm.
weak base.
Okay.
Example:
Hmm.
magnesium hydroxide,
Hmm. Ammonium.
ammonium hydroxide.
Ammonium hydroxide.
Ma'am, it is like acid, no? Acid are here is that, no? Like that, no?
Similarly, we just classified acids into strong acid and weak acid.
Base have less in OH minus ions.
Huh?
Like that, no, base have like less.
Yes, bases can be classified into strong base and weak base. That's it.
Ma'am, how that pH value? Can you that? I didn't hear that pH equal to 14.
You didn't attend the last classes.
I attended that pH level, no, that's more than
pH,
7.
yeah, pH value is from 1 to 14. I told you.
Less than
That's
7.
Wait, that's the pH range.
Ah.
Okay. From 1 to 14 is the pH range of that pH scale.
Ah.
And 7, please mute your audio. Okay. 7 for neutral solution. That means for water. Okay. 7 is for neutral solution. Then less than 7. Less than 7 for acids. Less than 7 for acids.
Ma'am, I want to leave that pH table. Ma'am said no, that pH table.
Which table?
In our textbook one table is on pH level. Ma'am said no.
Yeah.
That that much I had connection problem. I didn't see that.
I told you to watch the recorded video.
Nice, ma'am.
You watched that?
Hey, ma'am, it is not there. Group Teams
You
3
can,
was,
you can watch it in the YouTube.
ma'am, it was not there. We can see in YouTube playlist. Okay.
I think it was there. If it's linked there, I will send you.
It
Okay.
was not there.
Now it's clear, Susan.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you, please switch on your videos. So that's about types of acids and types of bases. Acids can be classified into strong acid and weak acid. Then bases can again classified into strong base, weak base. Have you completed the last slide?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you? Yes, right? Okay. Then we are moving to the next topic. That is the importance of pH in everyday life. Okay. Importance of pH in everyday life. Write down the heading. Importance of pH in everyday life. Okay. So first thing, that's about our body. Our body functions between the pH range of 7 to 7.8. Okay. Our body functions between the pH range of 7 to 7.8. And in the case of all living organisms, they are living in a narrow pH range. Between a small pH range, all living organisms can survive. If there will be any great variations from this value, it will cause certain issues, not only for human beings, but also for animals, plants, etc. So all living organisms can survive only in a narrow pH range. In the case of human body, it functions between the pH range of 7 to 7.8. Okay, 7 to 7.8. So this one is the first point. That's about human body. Not only human beings, but also all other living organisms also survive in a certain narrow pH range. Then the second point is that pH of soil. Okay, pH of soil. I told you not only human beings, all living organisms can survive in certain narrow pH range. In the case of plants, they also require a specific range of pH for their healthy growth. Okay, plants can also require a specific range of pH for their healthy growth. And where do these plants get their nutrients from?
Soil.
Soil, right? Yes. So
Ma'am.
the pH range must be maintained in the soil according to their needs. Okay. So the plants require a specific range of pH for their healthy growth. So it will be more acidic or more basic. It will affect the plants. So the pH of soil also should be maintained for the proper growth or the healthy growth of plants. Okay. Have you completed this slide?
Yeah, ma'am.
Swati, can you please read these 2 points?
Our body functions between the pH range of
Hmm.
7.0 to 7.8
Hmm.
pH of soil. Plants require a specific range of pH for their healthy growth.
Okay. Susan, completed.
Yes, ma'am. I'm already completed.
What about the others? Finished, right?
Yes.
Yes. Then there is one activity in your textbook just to check the pH range of soil. Just for your information, I will just read that. Okay. Activity 2.12. Put about 2 grams soil in a test tube. Okay. We are going to check the pH of our soil in the backyard. Okay. So for that, we just put about 2 grams soil in a test tube and add 5 milliliter of water into it. Then shake the contents of the test tube well. We just take about 2 grams of soil from our backyard, then add some water, then shake that solution well. Okay. Then filter the contents. What do you mean by filtering or filtration?
Mixture filtering the
What do you mean by that filtration?
uh, filtering from the mixture to it,
It's okay. What do you mean by filtration?
Remove the impurities.
Yeah, using what?
Sieve.
Sieve, or it's chemically it is known as filter paper. Okay, in laboratories we are using one paper. It is known as filter paper, and it is used for filtration. Okay, in a funnel we just placed a filter paper. Then below that funnel we place a vessel. Okay, then we pour that solution through that filter paper. The solid particles will remain in that filter paper, and the liquid particles, that means solution, clear solution, will obtained in that vessel. Yes,
activity 2.2. No, that takes some.
yes, yes. So in this method of filtration, we just pour the solution through that filter paper, the solid particles. That means impurities will remain in that filter paper itself. Then the pure solvent. Okay, pure solvent will be obtained in that vessel. That's the method of filtration. Here also we are doing this filtration, and that pure solvent obtained will be used to check with pH paper. Check the pH of this filtrate. That thing is known as filtrate. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, this one is that funnel.
And
This
that
is
picture from
huh?
that picture that
Picture.
doing the chemical reaction, that picture active.
I know picture is not that. This is for your understanding. Okay, just look
Okay.
at this board. There is one. This one is the funnel, and we place filter paper here in this shape. Okay, then one vessel is here to collect the filtrate. And those obtained here, the liquid, the pure liquid obtained here, it is known as filtrate. Okay, this one is known as filtrate. Sweet, this filtrate. And the solid particles that obtained here, it is known as precipitate. Precipitate. Here we are using this filtrate. Okay, that solvent obtained after filtration, it is known as filtrate. We are using this filtrate to check the pH. Okay, then we collect this filtrate into a separate vessel, and universal indicator paper, that means the pH paper that's available in certain shops. We can just dip that pH paper into the solution and some color will be showed by that filter paper. Not filter paper, pH paper. Then we can compare it with the pH scale and understand the pH value. Okay, so this is the method. Yeah, Fasan. When you do that,
My mother is doing that so that way chemical
okay, okay, fine. Okay. Shania, Shania, Shania.
when I dip
Yes,
that
ma'am.
in pH level when it is
Just wait. Did you do that experiment?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
You told me to buy that filter pH paper. That's why I asked. Okay, it's okay, fine. Okay, so this is the method of filtration. We are using that filtrate and this pH paper. We just understand that color change, and using that pH scale, we will understand the pH value. Okay, then we can identify whether that soil is acidic or basic or it's neutral. Clear? So this is the method of determining the pH of soil. Clear? This is clear for you?
so
So if the soil is too basic or too acidic, it will affect the plants. So in order to maintain the healthy growth of plants, we should check the pH of the soil and do necessary things. If it is more acidic, we can add certain bases. If it is more basic, we can add certain acids to make it neutral. Clear?
ma'am, when we put that in the water, it will rise. When we put in a chemical, when you touch it water, then it will change the color. Color will
Which,
change. The color
which,
will change. pH paper, pH paper.
which chemical? Which chemical is used here?
And that anything, any water or any when we put in that show, it will rise the
Water
water.
is neutral, right? So it will shows the color of neutral solution. If it is acidic, it will shows the colors of acidic solutions like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that point in that our body functions between the pH range of 7.0 to 7.8. That point, that one point I forgot to write.
I'm already getting confused.
And our body function, that importance of pH in the everyday life.
That's one point of importance of pH in everyday life. Leave that point. Then we learn the pH of soil. Okay. Soil also has certain pH value. It should be maintained for the healthy growth of plants. That's it. Shall I
Okay.
move to next one?
Yes,
Okay.
Ma'am, for finding the air pollution, the quality of air we use pH.
Yes, Srihari.
For finding the quality of air.
Quality of air.
Air.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Shifana. Yes, okay. Then we are moving to the next importance of pH. Wait. Okay, then the next one, importance of pH in our digestive system. Importance of pH in our digestive system. You know that our stomach produces hydrochloric acid, right? Our stomach produces hydrochloric acid and it helps in digestion of food. Our stomach produces dilute hydrochloric acid and it helps in the digestion of food. Then what do you mean by this acidity? Acidity or indigestion? No idea? Acidity or indigestion?
food be taken when we
Food taken?
the food is taken, it will digest.
Not like that. Acid, you know that stomach will produce acid for the proper digestion of food. Okay? It's in a particular amount. Sometimes, due to this indigestion, our stomach will produce excess acid. Okay, excess amount of hydrochloric acid will produced by our stomach. It will cause acidity. Yeah, sometimes if we didn't eat food at proper time, it will cause acidity. And some food items also creates this acidity, right? So if the excess production of hydrochloric acid in stomach take place, it is known as acidity or indigestion. Sufficient amount of hydrochloric acid is necessary for the digestion of food, but if the production of hydrochloric acid is excess, it will cause acidity or indigestion.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
can you show the screen?
Yeah, I will share it. Wait. Okay, then you can write the first point. Importance of pH in our digestive system. Our stomach produces dilute hydrochloric acid that helps in digestion of food. Okay. And in the case of indigestion or acidity, I told you it's the excess production of hydrochloric acid in the stomach. We are using certain medicines known as antacids. Okay, it is known as antacids. I think you all are familiar with anyone from this. These are certain
So can
antacids. Susan, can you please mute? Susan,
Can you see me? Yes, Sam, I cannot see you. Blank. It's blank.
it's due to some network issue there. Please mute. Okay. Okay, are you familiar with any of this medicine? Gelusil. Do you heard that name before? Yes, right? Yeah, it's one among the antacid. Then Pepsid. Then these all are examples of certain antacids. Okay, so antacids are the medicines that we use for prevention of acidity. Okay, and the purpose or the purpose of antacids, they are used which neutralize the excess acid. That means this antacids are bases. Okay, antacids are bases. They will neutralize the excess acid because they are basic in nature and we get relief. So when this antacids, we consume such antacids, it will react with this acids, excess acids. And you know, neutralization reaction take place when an acid and base react together and it will convert it into salt and water. So the excess acid, it will be removed by this antacids due to its basic nature. Okay. Is this clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Eva,
Yes,
can you please read the slide?
yes, ma'am. Importance of pH in our digestive system. Our stomach produces dilute hydrochloric acid, help in digestion of food. In case of indigestion, acidity, antacids are used which neutralize the excess acid because they are basic in nature and we get relief.
Okay. Have you completed the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you? Okay, then the next one, that is tooth decay and pH. Tooth decay and pH. Then if the pH will below 5.5, okay, if the pH value in the mouth, it will be below 5.5, the tooth decay begins. Okay. Our tooth enamel, you know that the outer coating is known as enamel, right? It is made up of calcium phosphate. It is the hardest substance in the body. Calcium phosphate, it is the hardest substance in the body, but it is corroded. Corroded means it started to destroy. Okay, or it started to decay when the pH is below 5.5. So that is due to the change in pH value. So when the pH value it is below 5.5, our tooth enamel, the calcium phosphate, it is start to corroded or decay. And the solution for this tooth decay,
Ma'am, my connection was gone. That's why here connection was gone. I was
I
gone
know.
that way.
It's okay.
Ma'am, why ma'am called for me?
To mute your audio.
Ma'am, I was writing that importance of pH in digestive system.
Okay.
Can,
Now you
can,
can, now you can write this.
okay.
Okay. This is about tooth decay and pH. Okay, tooth decay and pH. So
Can you
here,
explain?
yeah, I'm explaining. Just
Network
wait.
issue I had.
Yes,
Ma'am, I had network issue. I was gone. No, that's same. I had
It-
network issue.
it's okay. Now you write this point. Okay, I will
Ah.
explain it again. Just wait. If the pH value is below 5.5, okay, in the mouth, the pH value is below 5.5, the tooth decay begins. And our tooth enamel, that means the outer covering, it is made up of a substance known as calcium phosphate. And it is the hardest substance in our body. But it will be corroded when the pH value is below this 5.5. Okay. And the solution for this using toothpaste, which is generally basic. All toothpastes are generally basic and it can neutralize the excess acid and prevent tooth decay. Clear? Tisan, is this clear?
Ma'am, that tooth calcium.
Calcium phosphate.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, 1 minute.
You can complete. Is this explanation clear for you?
In our teeth, one that side calcium, it is made up of calcium.
You're writing, it's okay. You can complete it. If this explanation is clear for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Once
okay.
more, ma'am, I didn't heard clearly. I didn't heard clearly. Can you repeat it also?
Okay. If the pH value is below 5.5, okay, if the pH value is below 5.5, tooth decay begins. Okay, then what do you mean by this tooth decay? Our teeth, it is made up of a covering known as enamel. You know that? Enamel is there.
ma'am.
And it is made up of calcium phosphate. It is the hardest substance in our body. But when the pH is below this 5.5, it will start corroded. Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
as a solution for this, we can use the toothpaste that are generally basic. It will neutralize the excess acid and prevent tooth decay. That's it.
Ma'am.
Okay. That's.
1 minute.
Hmm. Finished.
Ma'am, just minute. 1 second.
Okay. Shall I move to next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then the next one is pH of acid rain. Okay, pH of acid rain. Do you heard about acid rain?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Acid
What do you
rain.
mean by this acid rain? Hmm?
When the atmosphere has
Certain
high
portion
acid
of
rain,
gases. Yes.
so it
Okay.
infused with water molecules in the clouds, and when it rains, it is acid.
Yeah, very good. Very good. That's it. You know that certain factories, chemicals, ELSA corroded means destroyed or decayed. Okay. Okay. So in the case of this acid rain, certain poisonous gases are emitted by certain factories or chemicals. So it will cause certain excess amount of acid substances in the atmosphere itself. And when they come into contact with rain, its acidity will increases and it will pour as acid rain. Okay. So we are going to learn the pH of this acid rain. When the pH of rainwater is less than 5.6, it is called acid rain. You know that it's less than 7, that belongs to acid, right? So here it is 5.6, that means it is the pH of acid rain. And this acid rain, it will cause certain issues with the aquatic organisms and certain buildings. Okay, you know that it is acidic in nature. And this flow of acidic rain in water bodies make them acidic, causing a threat to the survival of aquatic life. So when this acid rain, it reaches certain water bodies, it will affect the aquatic organisms, including this fishes, other organisms and plants. And whenever this acid rain reaches anywhere in the plants, it will cause issues, cell damages on its leaves. Okay. When this acid rain falls on the human body or animals, it will cause skin issues. And an important problem that's due to acid rain, it will result in the damage of certain important buildings. You know, this one's just an exaggerated picture, but it's true. Okay. In the case of Taj Mahal, it's made up of expensive marbles, right? And when this acid rain pours on this Taj Mahal, it will affect the marble and it will start destroyed. Okay. So in the case of certain buildings also, this acid rain will causes negative results. So the pH value of acid rain is 5.6 and it will affect the aquatic organisms. Then it will affect the plants. It will affect certain skin issues in human beings and animals. Then it also result in damage of structure made with marble, because marble, it is CaCO3, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it will react with any of acid and creates a new product. That's why a dull image can observe in the second one.
Now, how this acid rain is coming? How this
Hmm?
acid?
Yeah.
How this acid rain coming?
I told you certain chemicals released from factories and certain vehicles, etc. It will cause poisonous gases in the atmosphere. They join together with rain to form acid rain.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
You
it
can,
had happened in any countries. Acid rain.
yeah, it's happening in Taj Mahal.
Oh.
It will destruction to Taj Mahal. This Taj Mahal in India.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
high pollution cities, it's common. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, high polluted cities, it's very common. Have you completed, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you?
Completed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall I move to next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the last point in the importance of pH in everyday life, that is the self-defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare. Okay. This point that we already discussed. In naturally occurring acids, I told you the bee sting or nettle sting, they produces methanoic acid or formic acid. It's just a method of self-defense by plants and animals, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this ant, then bees, certain plants like nettle, it will produce a certain small amount of acid, and it is known as methanoic acid. It's a method of self-defense by these plants and animals, and it will cause a certain pain and irritation when it touches the skin. And using a weak base like baking soda, it will neutralize this acid and giving relief. Okay. Stinging hair of nettle leaves. This one, that nettle plant. I told you in the last class, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry,
So the stinging hair of nettle leaves, it will inject methanoic acid. That's why causing a burning pain in the skin. When it touches the skin, it will cause a certain burning pain. It's because they will inject a small amount of methanoic acid into our body. That's why.
1 minute.
Yeah. So this plant, nettle plant, that is acidic in nature. Okay. Finished?
Yeah, 1 second, 1 second. Fast one.
Elena Rose, can you please read the slide? Yes, please unmute and read.
I'm finished.
Hmm. Can you hear me, Elena? You can't able to unmute. Okay, Sania, can you please read?
Self-defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare.
Yeah.
Bee sting or nettle sting contains methanoic acid, which causes pain and irritation.
Hmm.
Using a weak base like baking soda neutralizes the acid, giving relief.
Yes.
Stinging hair of nettle leaves inject methanoic acid, causing burning pain.
Okay, okay, fine. So that's about the importance of pH in everyday life. Is this points clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you tell me what about the importance of pH in everyday life?
Ma'am,
Point by point, yes.
now we are using that baking soda. That using a weak base like baking soda that neutralizes acid really. That can you repeat it?
Who's
Yeah, that
asking
means,
to
yeah,
show that slide?
yeah, okay. You write that one.
Using a weak base like
Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine. This nettle leaves or bee sting, okay, they will cause certain irritation in our body due to the production of methanoic acid. Okay, they will inject small amount of methanoic acid into our body. In order to solve that issues, we can use baking soda because baking soda is a base. It will neutralize excess acid that present in the skin. Okay, so it will give relief to that burning pain. Clear? Okay. Okay, so I just want to know the points one by one. What about the importance of pH in everyday life? Starting from Isha, you can tell me one point, any point. Importance of pH.
Ma'am, the hydrochloric acid in our stomach.
Okay, That's helpful for digestion. And what happens if hydrochloric acid produced in excess? Lena, what happens?
It will cause
Cause
trouble.
acidity, right? Okay, acidity or indigestion. Then what type of medicines are used to resolve that problem? Gauri?
Antacids.
Antacids. Okay. What about the nature of antacid? Is it acidic or basic? Raya?
I just joined.
Okay. Geraldine, what about the nature of this antacid? Base. Can you tell me any other importance of pH? Abin? Abin? Oh, audio issues there, right? Okay. Karthik, 1 point.
pH in soil.
Yeah. The pH in the soil should be maintained for the healthy growth of plants. Okay. Srihari, 1 point.
Methanol. And
Yeah,
acid in
certain
this-
plants and animals using this acid as a mechanism of self-defense, right? Okay, so these are the points that we need to write in the importance of pH. Yes, Srihari? 2, 3K, right? Okay, okay. So you have to learn this portion from your textbook. Yes, acid rain also. That's page number 26, 27. Okay. Then let me take your attendance before winding. Okay, children. So all of you learn this portion very well for the next class. Okay. Thank you all. See you in the next class. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.